When you've got a house.
Welcome to a breezy and sunny afternoon on the campus of UNC Pembroke, where the Braves of UNCP take on the Hawks of Chowan. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Dave Nguyen on the call as the Braves entering their fifth game of the season and the first games of the season for Chowan. The opening games for Chowan were unfortunately rained out against Virginia Union, so they're facing their new opponent for the first time this season to open up their season on this fine Tuesday afternoon. Braves will be in their home gold uniforms, while the Chowan will be in their visiting blue uniforms. Let's get to today's starting lineups. On the mound for the Braves will be Mallory Leviner, who had an excellent outing in her last start. Currently, Leviner is 2-0 with a 2.10 ERA and 13.1 innings pitched. Has allowed only 13 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and 16 strikeouts. Leviner. All right. In her last start, Mallory had a no-hitter through 5 innings, again in Game 1 against West Virginia State before she gave up a home run in the top of the 6th to lead off the inning.
Number 5, center fielder Delaney DeVore.
Leading off for Chowan will be the center fielder Delaney DeVore. And Leviner deals the first pitch, who will be a ball low and outside, moving the count to 1-0. The infield for the Braves. As Leviner's second pitch is fouled away, to even the count at 1 to Delaney DeVore. Leviner winds and deals third pitch. It's a foul in front of the catcher for the Braves, and Adcox throws over to first to Brummett in time for out number 1. And that'll bring up the number 2 batter, the right fielder, Michaela Luskin.
Now batting right fielder number 4, Michaela Luskin.
Caitlin Norton at third base in the hot corner. Shortstop, Mary Sells. Second base, Carson Powell. Center field, Randy Weatherington. First base, Tatum Brummett. As we have a count at 1-0 to Michaela Luskin. Second pitch from Leviner. Just missing the outside corner. Low and outside, making that count now at 2-0 to Luskin. Left field, Emily Biddle. Right field, Lauren Hilborn. And the designated player for the Braves today, Shelby Thomas. Next pitch is called a strike. Moving the count to 2-1 to Michaela Luskin. Leviner deals. Swing and a miss. Evening the count at 2. Went with a high fastball upstairs and away. With one down, one more strike could give it 2. And it'll be a ball outside. Leviner wanted Luskin to chase that one. Now count it full. Norton and Brummett play in front of their respective bags at third and first. And a swing and a miss and a first strikeout today for Leviner. 2 away, top of the first, no score. After the plate will be Brittany Parson.
Number 24, Brittany Parson.
Parson, one of the star-studded players for Chowan. Last year hit .364, and she has 22 career home runs. Only 4 home runs last year. She'll lift this one in the air to deep left center field, going back to the wall, and that one is out of here. First pitch of the at-bat, and Parson connects.
Now batting catcher number 22, Lindsay Stigler.
Bring up the catcher, Lindsay Stigler. So Chowan on the board after Parson takes the first pitch from Leviner deep to left center over the fence. 1-0 Chowan. And Leviner deals a strike on the outside corner, counted 0-1. Braves coming in with a record of 3-1, took the series against Kutztown last Saturday and was able to split the series against West Virginia State on Sunday. Leviner deals the second pitch low and outside, evening the count at 1 to Stigler. Stigler, who also hit 4 home runs last year, so Parson and Stigler batting 3 and 4, one of the tougher players in this Chowan lineup that the Braves will have to deal with today. Stigler fouls this next pitch to the backstop on the right side, moving the count to 1-2. Leviner with a deep breath, winds and fires. It's a shallow fly ball to right field. Catching that is Hilborn to end the top of the first. But Chowan strikes first in this game, 1-0 off the solo home run from Brittany Parson. We head to the bottom of the first, 1-0 Chowan. Back after this on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors.
A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner,
recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
And welcome back to the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call. 1-0 Chowan after the Brittany Parson took Mallory Leviner's first pitch deep to center over the fence to make it 1-0. Randy Weatherington to lead things off for the Braves. Should be opposed. The first pitch to Weatherington's upstairs and away for ball one. Megan Vincent on the mound for Chowan. Junior from Boykins, Virginia. That'll be a called strike, moving the count to 1-1 to Weatherington. Weatherington, the preseason Peach Belt Conference on the selection team this year, receiving Peach Belt Conference honors. Leading off, she is a tough out, and she takes a ball inside towards the ankles. Head coach Brittany Bennett loves the fact that Weatherington is at the top of her order. She's a really tough out to get. She knows how to work the count, and when she gets on the base pass, she is deadly and is given the green light. 2-1, chop to the third baseman Parson. Over to first in time to Gentry for out number one.
Now batting, shortstop, number 1, Mary Sells.
Batting second will be Mary Sells, who's batting .438 on the season. An on-base percentage of .412 and slugging .563, leading the team in RBIs with 5. First pitch to Sells is outside and away for ball one. Next pitch will be on the outside corner for strike one, evening the count at 1 to Sells. Playing shortstop, she's got 7 hits and 5 RBIs on the season, as well as 9 total bases. 3 of them stolen. She'll flare this one to left field. Going back is Buchanan. It's over her head. Sells standing up at second base with a 1-out double. And the Braves have their first runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first.
Catcher, number 11, Jordan Adcox.
Jordan Adcox to the plate now. Catcher hitting .200 on the season with an RBI. And after Parson hit the home run back in the top of the first, Braves are threatening with a runner in scoring position. Here's a fly ball to deep center field. Going back is DeVore over the wall, and that is out of here. Braves retake the lead on the first home run hit by Jordan Adcox this year, and it is 2-1 Braves. Adcox deep to center, and you knew that one was out of the park when it hit the bat. 2-1 Braves, still with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. We'll bring up the cleanup hitter Tatum Brummett. who also has a home run this season as well as 5 RBIs. First pitch to Brummett is outside for ball 1. So a good start at the plate for the Braves, retaking the lead at 2-1, still in the bottom of the first. Vincent winds and goes off speed upstairs for ball 2. This one is flared to left. Foul territory coming under is Buchanan. She can't make the play. So now it's an even count at 2 with 1 out. Again, Adcock's 2-run homer to give the Braves the lead after Mary Sells was able to, with 1 out, hit a double to left center field. Adcock's first home run of the season. Crushed that one to dead center. The 2-1 is a called strike on the outside corner away from Brummett to even the count at 2 with 1 out. Two. Chopper over to shortstop Willem. Toss over to Gentry for out number 2. And we'll bring up Caitlin Norton playing hot corner today.
Now batting, third baseman, number 3, Caitlin Norton.
Norton on the season's hitting .231. First pitch, off speed, on the inside corner, waist high for strike 1. Vincent tried to establish the corners and get Chowan out of the inning. There's a fastball down the heart of the plate for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Caitlin Norton playing hot corner today. Two. Vincent tried to get Norton to chase away. Now count at 1-2. One-two pitch, chopper over to shortstop Morgan. She'll toss over to Gentry to first to get Chowan out of the inning, but the Braves retake the lead on the 2-run home run by Jordan Adcox. We head to the top of the second, 2-1 Braves, right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Shortstop number 15, Meredith Morgan.
Welcome back to the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call. Braves have a 2-1 lead over the Hawks of Chowan. As Leviner deals the first pitch, called a strike to the shortstop, Morgan Meredith. Meredith batting .250 this year. Actually, first pitch was called a ball. Or .250 last season, rather. Here's the 1-0 from Leviner. Flared into left field. Going back is Biddle to the wall. And that is a home run. Back-to-back innings. Solo home runs for Chowan. And this game is tied at 2. Second pitch over the left field wall.
Now batting designated player number 21, Haley Reed.
Now that's 3 home runs that have been hit in this game so far. And with a mound visit amongst the Braves on the circle, as Leviner's teammates trying to settle her down. To the plate now is the designated player, Haley Reed. It's Chowan playing in the Conference Carolinas this year after playing in the CIAA, having 17 returning players from last year's roster. First pitch from Leviner to Reed is on the outside corner for strike 1. Braves also having a lot of returning players from last year, and 11 of the 18 players on the roster are juniors and seniors, so a lot of veteran leadership for UNCP this year. Count quickly at 0-2 to Reed. Here's the third pitch of the at-bat. Leviner wanted Reed to chase. Instead, it's outside, moving the count to 1-2. Leviner with a deep breath, winds and fires, and that ball is upstairs and away. Evening the count at 2, still with no outs, top of the second. Here's the 2-2 from Leviner. Check swing, did she go? And yes, she did, said the first base umpire. Second strikeout of the day for Leviner, and there's one away here in the top of the second. So the plate now is the first baseman, Jesse Gentry.
Number 17, Jesse Gentry.
Batting .363 last season. Here's the first pitch. It'll be a strike painted on the outside corner, moving at 0-1. One out here in the top of the second. Gentry hitting .363 as a freshman last year. Chopper over to third. And making that play easy was Norton to Brummett. 5-3 on the putout for out number 2.
Now batting left fielder number 11, Shannon Buchanan.
Shannon Buchanan steps to the plate. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Tie game at 2. And Chowan has hit solo home runs in back-to-back innings. First pitch is foul in front of the catcher, Adcox, moving the count to 0-1. Buchanan playing left field today. Hitting .371 last year. Leviner tries to go away to make Buchanan chase. She doesn't bite, and it's a count now at 1-1. This one foul behind the backstop. Count now at 1-2, 2 outs, top second, tie game at 2. Brittany Parson went yard in the first, and Meredith went yard over the left field wall here in the top of the second. 1-2. And another foul ball, this time down the first base line. Buchanan last year hitting .371 with 3 doubles, 13 hits total, slugging at .457 and an on-base percentage of .405. This one flared right at Powell, the second baseman, to get the Braves out of the inning, but the solo home run by Morgan Meredith ties this game at 2 as we head to the bottom of the second, listening to Brave Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a big bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Turn your level down.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Braves, number 18, Emily Biddle.
Welcome back. The campus of UNC Pembroke, Dayton on the call. Tie game at 2, bottom second here between the Hawks and the Braves. Emily Biddle, South Jersey native, will lead things off here in the bottom of the second from Egg Harbor Township. She takes a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Biddle batting .308 this year, and in the second game of the season, she takes 0-1. Ball inside, waist high, evening the count at 1. In the ninth inning of Game 2 against Kutztown this year, Biddle had a walk-off single in the ninth inning of Game 2 to give the Braves the sweep over Kutztown on Saturday, as Biddle takes a ball outside and away, moving the count to 2-1, no outs, bottom of the second. Vincent waiting patiently at the circle, fires inside towards the shins of Biddle, moving the count to 3-1. And this one is ball 4. Good eye by Biddle. Good plate discipline. Now the Braves have their second base runner of the game. To the plate now is the right fielder, Lauren Hilborn, who's hitting .333 on the season. Mound visit between the catcher, Stigler, and the pitcher, Vincent. Hilborn, the right fielder, stepping to the plate. Braves have Lauren Hilborn aboard at first with the walk. Showing bunt, misses, and that'll be strike 1. Hilborn a little too high with that bunt attempt. Head coach Brittany Bennett trying to play a little bit of game of small ball right here in this bottom of the second inning, trying to get Hilborn in scoring position. Or excuse me, Biddle. Biddle thinks about going, that she goes back as Stigler attempt the pitch out, or the throw out rather. Instead it's an even count at 1. Vincent winds and fires. Bunt laid down, but it goes foul. And the count now at 1-2. No outs. Bottom of the second. Tie game at 2. Chowan took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first on a Brittany Parsons solo home run to center. The Braves responded with a Maricel's double and then a Jordan Adcock's bomb to center field, giving the Braves a 2-1 lead. And then back in the top of the second, Chowan led off Meredith Morgan with a solo home run That's how we're tied at 2. Here's a pop-up in the infield. Playable for Willem. That's to make the catch for out number 1. Plate now, the second baseman, Carson Powell.
Now batting, second baseman, number 5, Carson Powell.
Powell batting .250 on the year. She has 3 hits and 12 at-bats. Slugging also .250. First pitch. Throw down to first. Not in time. Quick release there by Stigler. Trying to get Emily Biddle at first base as Powell takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. 1 out. Bottom of the second. Tie game at 2 with each team having 2 hits. And there's another strike on the inside corner at the knees of Powell, moving the count quickly to 0-2 with 1 out. Willem and Morgan playing towards the edge of the infield grass. This is a pass ball that gets away from the catcher, Stigler, and standing up at second base is Biddle without a throw. Now another mound visit between the catcher, Stigler, and the pitcher, Vincent. Braves have another runner in scoring position in back-to-back innings, trying to retake this lead. Braves coming in with a record of 3-1, sweeping Kutztown and taking 1 of 2 from West Virginia State. And when talking to head coach Brittany Bennett in the offseason, it's important for the Braves to win 4 or 5, and if you win game 1, you have to win game 2. You have 34 home games this season, the most home games this in quite a while in the program's history. Two and 2 the count to Powell. And here's a foul ball behind the backstop. Count remains even at 2 with 1 out. Runner on second base and Emily Biddle. She walked, and then on the pass ball in this at-bat, she stole second base. Vincent winds and fires. This ball is at the ankles inside. Count now full, with the count starting at 0-2. Moved to 2-2. Couple foul balls in this at-bat. And now that pitch right there is at the ankles of Powell. Moving the count full, 1 out. Biddle, the runner on second base. And that's ball 4 on the outside corner. Good plate discipline there by Powell. 2 walks in this inning for Mallory Vincent. And to the plate now, the designated player hitting .375 on the season is Shelby Thomas.
Now batting.
Braves runners have first and second. Still 1 out. A lone out was the pop-up to second base by Lauren Hilburn. First pitch to Thomas on the outside corner for strike 1. So Willem and Morgan at second and short, playing towards the edge of the infield grass. Moving up in front of their respective bags at second or third and first is Parson and Gentry. Trying to hopefully field a ground ball to make a double play at any base. This pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Even count at 1. Biddle led off this bottom half of the inning with a walk and then stole second base. And Powell moments ago walked on at least 8 to 9 pitches. Vincent gets the sign from Stigler, winds and fires, goes off speed and away. That'll be ball 2. 2-1 the count, 1 out. Tie game at 2. Each team has 2 hits. There's a Chowan team that had a record of 21-22 last year, playing in the CIAA championship. Ground ball over to first, and Willem gets the easy out at first base over to Gentry for out number 2. But Thomas does the good job of moving the runners over to second and third, and with 2 outs, Randy Wetherington will have get another opportunity. Randy Wetherington hitting .428 on the year, slugging at .563, has 9 total bases, has an opportunity to get her team the lead back again here in the bottom of the second. Takes a pitch low in the dirt for a ball 1. Braves coming in with a record of 3-1 while it's the opening day for the Hawks of Chowan. Their first 2 games against Virginia Union, unfortunately, were rained out. Vincent winds and fires. Second pitch of the at-bat. It's a strike on the inside corner, evening the count at 1. Biddle over at third. Powell at second. Biddle led off the inning with a walk. The South Jersey native. And Powell walked 2 batters ago. Ground ball by Thomas. Moved the runners to second and third. Chopper back to the pitcher's mound. And a toss over to first from Vincent to Gentry gets the Hawks out of the inning. Braves leave 2 stranded in scoring position as we're through 2 here on the campus of UNC Pembroke. You're listening to Braves Softball right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Welcome back to Brave Softball on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call. And the first pitch to Paige Willem is outside and away for ball 1. It'll be Willem and then back to the top of the order. Batters 9, 1, and 2. And the next pitch is a swing and a miss, evening the count at 1. Leviner, after throwing 5 no-hit innings in the game 1 against West Virginia State on Sunday, she allowed 2 home runs in the first 2 innings. Both of them on solo shots. Next pitch outside for a ball. Count now at 3-0 to the 9-hole hitter, Paige Willem. Fourth pitch. Swing and a miss. Leviner goes with a high fastball away, moving the count now to 3-1. Again, this is a Brave squad that has, of the 18 players on the roster, 11 of them are juniors and seniors. Here's a shot past the diving Sells, and aboard with a leadoff single to start the top of the third is Paige Willem. And we'll flip it back towards the top of the order.
Center fielder number 5, Delaney DeVore.
And Delaney DeVore, the center fielder, 0 for 1 today. She had a ground out to Norton back in the top of the first. First pitch showing bunt. Throw down to second base, not in time. So Willem, after getting aboard with a single, swipes second base, beating the throw from Adcox. That throw was a little offline. Good job by Sells to stop that ball from sailing into the outfield. 1-0, swing and a miss. And Leviner, there's a strike there to even the count at 1. Delaney DeVore at the plate, 0 for 1 so far, playing center field today. Here's the next pitch, and a swing and a miss. Leviner goes away for strike 2, moving the count to 1-2 with no outs. Another runner in scoring position with Paige Willem, who singled and swiped second base moments ago. 1-2. Leviner goes away, trying to make Willem to chase, or excuse me, DeVore to chase. And now it's an even count at 2. Brummett playing in front of the first base bag, as is Norton at third. And Leviner tried to paint the outside corner there. DeVore doesn't bite, and it's the count moving to 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. It'll be fouled away behind the backstop. Luckily, everyone's all right. And the count will remain at 3-2. Leviner trying to get into a groove here. And this pitch is low and away for ball 4. So DeVore works her second at bat for a walk. And the Hawks now have runners on first and second. No outs for the right fielder, Michaela Luskin, who is the first strikeout victim for Leviner back in the first. She's 0 for 1. Leviner winds and deals, showing bunt. And thinking about stealing third was Willem. She'll retreat back to second base. Good job by Adcox to threaten to try to throw down the third. 0-1 the count after the missed bunt attempt by Luskin, who's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. 0-1. Low and away. Leviner tried to get the outside corner right there. Doesn't get the call, and the count is even at 1. Leviner winds and fires. There's a foul ball out over the dugout of Chowan. The count now moves to 1-2. Still no outs. Playing in front of the first base bag is Brummett. Norton playing in front of the third base bag and guarding the line as well. Play at any base for the Braves. Swing and a miss. And that's another strikeout for Leviner. Luskin strikes out in her 2 at-bats. And there's 1 away here in the top of the third. The plate now is Brittany Parson, who hit the solo home run off the first pitch from Leviner in her first at-bat in the first. Leviner smartly goes away, and the count is at 1-0. Parson hitting .364 last year. 4 home runs, but also had a team-high 38 RBIs. As Leviner gets the outside corner there to even the count at 1. One and 1 the count, 1 out. Leviner fires. Swing and a miss on the fastball there for strike 2. And if Leviner is able to get Parson out and turn 2, that would be a huge momentum booster here for the Braves. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Leviner, and there's 2 away here in the top of the third. A big strikeout right there for Leviner. 4 strikeouts and 2 2/3 so far.
Now batting pitcher number 22, Lindsay Stigler.
Lindsay Stigler, 0 for 1 today, flied out to left field. She's got some power. She hit 4 home runs last year. She fouls this one away, moving the count to 0-1. Leviner winds and fires. 0-1. That's a ball in the dirt. Moving the count even at 1, 2 outs, top of the third. Paige Willem led things off with a single, then stole second, and Delaney DeVore walked, putting the runners at first and second base. Back-to-back strikeouts to Luskin and Parson, as this next pitch is a strike. Count now at 1-2. And if Leviner is able to get Stigler out, it would be a big momentum booster for the Braves heading into the bottom of the third. 1-2. Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikeouts for Mallory Leviner. And she gets the Braves out of a jam. We head to the bottom of the third. Tie game at 2. You're listening to Braves Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
All right, welcome back to the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call as the Braves and Hawks of Chowan are tied at 2 heading to the bottom of the third. When we saw runs in the first inning and runs for Chowan both in the first and second, Chowan was shut out in the top of the third, and now it's time for the Braves to answer. They left runners on second and third in the bottom of the second with Randy Wetherington to the plate with runners on second and third, 2 outs, and she grounded out to the pitcher Vincent. So batters 2, 3, 4 in the order for the Braves, led off by Mary Sells, who doubled and scored in her first at-bat back in the first. And Sells takes a strike on the outside corner, moving the count to 0-1. Get a lefty-righty matchup here. Sells shows bunt to the pitcher Vincent. Throw over to first, and she is safe. And at the last minute, the umpire on first base called her out. From our point of view here behind home plate, she appeared to be safe, but there's one away here in the bottom of the third. To the plate now is Jordan Adcox. How the Braves got their 2 runs on the board. Her 2-run home run back in the first over the center field wall.
Catcher number 11, Jordan Adcox.
Adcox batting 200 on the year, now with 3 RBIs. And the first home run hit by the Braves this year, compliments of Jordan Adcox back in the first inning of Game 1 today. Vincent fires. That's a ball outside and away. 1-0 the count, 1 out. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Hawks today, while 2 runs on 2 hits for the Braves. The 1-0. That'll be inside towards the ankles of Jordan Adcox. Count moving to 2-0. In the dirt. Count at 3-0. And Brittany Bennett, head coach of the Braves, looks like she's going to give Adcox the green light She sees a pitch to hit. 3-0. That would be a called strike on the outside corner, so Adcox takes, has an idea of where the strike zone is, at least on the outside corner. 3-1 the count, 1 out, tie game at 2. 3-1. Inside for ball 4. And the third Brave to walk in this game today. So with 1 aboard and 1 out, Tatum Brummett steps to the dish tied with Sells with 5 RBIs on the season. And Brummett also has a home run this year.
Number 14, Tatum Brummett.
Brummett 0 for 1. She grounded out to second base back in the first inning. Now lefty-righty matchup, ground ball to short. Morgan is able to handle the ball at shortstop and can only make the play at first. So 1 away on the fielder's choice for Tatum Brummett.
Now batting, number 3, Caitlin Norton.
So with 2 away, Caitlin Norton playing hot corner today. Steps to the plate. 0 for 1 is Norton. She grounded out to second base back in the first. First pitch is a liner to center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Norton now 1 for 2, and the Braves once again, just like the second inning, have runners on first and second. To the plate now, Emily Biddle, who walked and swiped second base back in her first at-bat. South Jersey native of Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. Favorite team, the Philadelphia Phillies, like myself. Here's the first pitch to Biddle. It's inside, called strike 1. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, bottom 3, tie game at 2. Here in game 1 of 2 between the Braves and Hawks. Hawks playing in their first games this season after their first 2 were rained out against Virginia Union. Biddle takes this pitch towards her ankles to even the count at 1. Playing level with the third base bag is Parson. She cheats up a little bit more as this next pitch is away from Biddle, moving the count to 2-1. I'm talking to head coach Brittany Bennett this year as the 2-1 offering is a foul ball over the Hawks' dugout and out of play, evening the count at 2 with 2 outs. The transition from last year to this year, in her words, is the smoothest transition, and she's probably the calmest she's ever felt entering a new season this year. She earned win 153 for her career in Game 1 of 2 against West Virginia State on Sunday, tying. And there's a fly ball to center field, and DeVore is there to make the play for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, we head to the 4th. Braves leave 2 more stranded as we are tied at 2 here at UNC Pembroke. You're listening to Braves Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us,
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, Drop a big bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Welcome back to LRA Field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call. Morgan Meredith will lead things off for the Hawks. She hit a solo home run back in the second to tie this game at 2 in her first at-bat. Her first pitch from Leviner's inside for ball 1. Meredith, thank you. And Meredith Morgan takes a ball, evening the count at 1. Leviner winds and fires for pitch 3. That's a ball upstairs and away. Leviner coming off a win last year, or in her last outing, where she went 5 no-hit innings before allowing a home run in the 6th. Earning the win, she coming in with a 2-0 record and a 2.12 ERA. Next pitch is inside for ball 3. Count at 3-1, no outs, top of the 4th. Next pitch is painted on the outside corner by Leviner. Count now full here in the top of the 4th. Both teams with 2 runs on 3 hits. The 2 runs coming from solo home runs by Chowan. And this next pitch from Leviner on the full count is away for ball 4. So a walk to Meredith Morgan leads off the top of the 4th. Haley Reed to the plate. Struck out in her last at-bat. Pop it to first. And that's just out of play. Good hustle there by Brummett. Owen won the count to Haley Reed, who struck out back in her first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Leviner fires. Goes away. And that count is now moving to 2-1 after a ball. Fly ball over the outstretched arms of Powell at second. And it'll be a bloop single for Haley Reed, putting runners on first and second for the Hawks.
Now batting, first baseman number 17, Jesse Gentry.
Just over the outstretched arms of Powell. And the Hawks have runners on first and second. Still no outs here in the top of the 4th. To the plate now is Jessie Gentry, who was batting .363 last year. She grounded out to third base in her first at-bat. She's 0 for 1. First pitch from Leviner is away for ball 1. Hawks threatening here in the top of the 4th, trying to retake the lead. 1-0. Outside and away for ball 2. Still no outs, and now a mound visit, or circle visit rather, for the Braves. Leviner, through 3 innings so far, has allowed 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And her pitch count right now at 61. Again, Braves coming in, making the Peach Belt Conference tournament last year before falling to North Georgia in the quarterfinals. That's something that head coach Brittany Bennett wants her team, now that they've had postseason feel, to try to build on that for this season. Wanting to win 4 of their 5 games, and if you're able to win game number 1, you have to win game 2. The Braves have the most home games they've had in their schedule this season in quite a while, 34 home games. And then with that, they're excited the fact that most of their games are at home, and they got to take advantage, got to be tougher at home, and need to defend home turf. Here's the 2-0. That's to be a strike down the heart of the plate, moving the count to 2-1 from Leviner. Leviner with a deep breath, winds and fires. 2-1. Goes right down the heart of the plate again for strike 2. Ground ball right here could be the Braves' best friend. Trying to turn 2. Playing even with the bag is Norton and Brummett. And this next pitch is fouled away behind the backstop. Count even at 2. Runners on first and second for the Hawks. Next pitch, chopper over to short to Sells. Force out at third for 1, and that's all the Braves will get. So Gentry aboard with the fielder's choice.
Number 11, Shannon Buchanan.
And Morgan is out at third on the 6-5 put-out. Moving over to second on the ground ball is Haley Reed. And now to the plate is the 8-hole hitter, Shannon Buchanan. First pitch, good block there by Adcox in the dirt. Count at 1-0. Nice job by Sells getting the force out at third over to Norton. 1-0 the count, and here's Leviner. She'll wind and fire upstairs and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count, top 4. Runners on first and second. The second time in back-to-back innings that the Hawks have had runners at first and second. Next pitch from Leviner's inside at the ankles for ball 3. 3-0 the count, and that pitch count just climbing even more for Mallory Leviner. Now it's 67 pitches, and 16 of them for foul balls. 3-1, inside corner for strike 2. Check that, strike 1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Chopper right at the pitcher's mound. Rounding third and scoring is Reed, and the Hawks have taken the lead. An RBI single for Shannon Buchanan, and the Hawks have retaken the lead at 3-2. And now time is called.
Number 19, Paige Wilhelm.
Again, this is a Chowan roster that had 17 players returning from last year, including some of their power hitters, and Brittany Parson, Lindsay Stigler, just to name a few. Parson had 4 home runs last year, 22 in her career, but also had 38 RBIs. Parson was able to take the first pitch that she saw back in this game, in the first inning, over the center field wall, making the game 1-0 in favor of Chowan. Then Adcox responded with a 2-run home run back in the bottom of the second. And it looks like Leviner's day is done. Leviner is responsible for the runners on first and second. And we have a new pitcher for the Braves. We'll take a quick break right here. You're listening to Brave Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
And welcome back to LRA Field, where the Braves and Hawks are battling out here. Still in the top of the fourth. New pitcher for the Braves. Here's a fly ball to shallow center field, playable for Weatherington, and her strong arm will not allow the runner at second and Gentry to move over to third. 2 away here in the top of the fourth.
Hitter, center fielder number 5, Delaney DeVore.
Delaney DeVore, we go back to the top of the order for the Hawks. DeVore 0 for 1 today with a walk. New pitcher for the Braves, and Reagan Larson coming in with an ERA of 1 and 1 save as well. Strikeout to walk ratio of 6-0. Or 6-1 rather. 1-0 the count to DeVore. She grounded out to third back in the top of the first and walked in the third. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Count now at 1-1. Buchanan at first, Gentry at second. Buchanan with the RBI single to give the Hawks the lead here at 3-2 here in the top of the fourth. Larson fires inside, pop up towards the catcher, and the ball will drop for a foul ball. So the count now even at 2. Chowan started this inning by Meredith Morgan leading off with a walk. Haley Reed then singled putting runners at first and second. Jesse Gentry with the fielder's choice as Morgan was forced out at third. And then Shannon Buchanan with the RBI single gives the Hawks a 3-2 lead. 3 runs on 5 hits for Chowan as the next pitch was a ball. Count now full with 2 outs. Big pitch right here. Larson trying to get the Braves out of this inning. And that's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Big strikeout for Reagan Larson as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Braves down 3-2. You're listening to Braves Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
When a hospital invests in technology, skilled hands and keen eyes have new tools for diagnosing disease and making people better. At Scotland, we were the first in the region to provide 3D mammograms and robotic joint surgery, and the only hospital in the region to collaborate with Duke Health to offer both radiation and medical oncology for cancer patients. At Scotland, we invest in the newest technology for one simple reason: to deliver you closer care that's better by far.
Welcome back to LRA Field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call, and the Braves find themselves down by 1, 3-2 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Number 6, Lauren Hilborn.
The plate now is Lauren Hilburn, the right fielder, 0 for 1 today with a pop out to second base back in the second inning. Hawks took the lead at 3-2 on the Shannon Buchanan RBI single. And that forced Mallory Leviner's day to be finished. Get the Leviner's totals in a moment. 1-0 the count to Hilburn. And this goes off speed. Vincent goes off speed for ball 2 upstairs inside. Vincent still at the circle, winds and fires, and this pitch is inside, this time for strike 2. Or strike 1, rather. 2-1 the count. Leviner's line today, 3 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. As this next pitch is inside, so inside on 4 straight pitches from Vincent, and the count is at 3-1. Chopper over to third. Parson throws over to first, and Gentry's able to stay on the bag for the first down. 5-3 on the putout, 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Number 5, Carson Powell.
Carson Powell to the dish, batting .250 on the year in this game. In her first at-bat, she walked and advanced to second base in the second inning. First pitch, flared foul into the parking lot, and looks like the cars will be safe, according to Director John Gross. Yeah. 0-1 the count. Next pitch, high and inside for ball 2. Or ball 1, rather. 1-1 the count to Carson Powell, the second baseman. Next pitch outside. Count now at 2-1. And in a 1-run game, this is important for the Braves. When talking to head coach Morgan Bennett, 7 games the Braves lost last year by a decision of 1 run, and that's something that the Braves are going to try to be working on this year. There's a ball outside to Carson Powell, and the count now at 3-1, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Braves down by a score of 3-2. Shannon Buchanan with the go-ahead RBI single back in the top of the 4th to give the Hawks the lead. 3-1, and that'll be right down the heart of the plate for strike 2. Count full, 1 out. Batters 7, 8, and 9 for the Braves in the order. Is a fly ball to shallow left field, and that will be dropping for a hit. Carson Powell aboard. Off the tip of the glove of Morgan at short.
Now batting number 21, Shelby Thomas.
Now with 1 away, Shelby Thomas steps to the dish. Thomas in her last at-bat grounded out to second base. In the second inning, she's 0 for 1. She takes a strike outside and away, moving the count to 1-0 with 1 out. Randy Wetherington on deck. Braves haven't scored since the first inning after the 2-run home run by Jordan Adcox. And his next pitch is inside for a ball to Shelby Thomas. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Runner on first and Powell after she became aboard with a single. One. Fly ball right at the second baseman, Willem. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting number 15, Randy Wetherington.
So with the tying run at first, Randy Wetherington steps to the plate. She's 0 for 2. And in her last at-bat in the second inning, she had runners on second and third with 2 outs and couldn't bring a run home. Hopefully the third time's a charm for Wetherington. His first pitch is away, called to strike 1. 0-1 the count to Randy Wetherington, who knows how to work the count, is a threat on the base pass with 33 stolen bases last year, as this next pitch is upstairs above her head. Evening the count at 1, throw back to first is not in time.
17 extra base hits last year for Weatherington. Entering today's game with a batting average of .428. 7 hits, 6 runs scored. She'll pop this one foul behind home plate. Count at 1-2. 2 outs, Braves down 1. But if there's a player who can get the Braves back into this game, it's Randy Weatherington, earning preseason Peach Belt Conference first team honors heading into this year. There's a chopper foul behind home plate. The count at 1-2. Thing that head coach Brittany Bennett loves about Weatherington, not only can she work the count, but she also hustles. She's a great person both on and off the field. And as always, she's a tough out. One of the reasons why she bats leadoff. Throw down to second base is not in time. And Carson Powell successful with a swipe bag. Tying run in scoring position for the Braves. Now Weatherington, with a count even at 2 and 2 outs, has a chance to tie the game with 1 swing away. And now a mound visit between Stigler and Vincent. Braves have put runners in scoring position in the second and third innings. In the second inning, they had 2 base runners, both at second and third, but Weatherington grounded out to the pitcher to end the inning in the second. And then in the third inning, Braves had runners on first and second, but Emily Biddle flied out to center field to end that threat. Braves trying to threat now to tie this game at 3. 1-run games important for the Braves this season, as last year they lost 7 games decided by 1 run, something that Brittany Bennett and the staff want to fix this year. There's a ball outside, and really good plate discipline right now by Randy Weatherington, the starting center fielder. Full count. 2 outs, Braves down 1. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Hawks. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Braves, mainly the Jordan Adcock's 2-run home run back in the first. Here's the payoff pitch, and that is inside for a ball 4. Weatherington works the count and is awarded a walk. And after a discussion, Weatherington is awarded first base. So the Braves now have runners on first and second, still 2 outs, down 1. And Mary Sells to the dish. She's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored, scoring on the Jordan Adcock's 2-run home run back in the first. In her second at bat, in the bottom of the third, she grounded out to the pitcher, Vincent. So now the Braves putting pressure on Vincent, the starting pitcher for the Hawks today. Sells coming into this game hitting .438, an on-base percentage of .412, 5 RBIs, and 7 hits. She earned hit number 8 back in the first on the season. Now has a chance to give the Braves at least a tie. Pop up to third base. And drifting into left field is the shortstop, Morgan, to end the Braves' threat. Once again, in 3 straight innings, the Braves leave 2 runners on base as we head to the top of the 5th. 3-2 Hawks on the Braves Sports Network.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a big bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Attention fans, pinch hitting for the Chowan Hawks, number 18, Serena Riley.
Welcome back to LRA Field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call. Game 1 of 2 against Chowan and UNCP. Hawks leading right now 3-2. And we have a new batter for Michaela Luskin. First pitch from Larson is outside. One and the count to Riley. Pinch hitting for Michaela Luskin. Swing and a miss, evening the count at 1. Braves down 3-2. They have left 6 runners on base, 4 of them in scoring position. And there's a ball away from Larson. 1-1 the count to Riley. And there's a swing and a miss. Larson goes with the fastball upstairs. Count now at 1-2. One-two is a ball away. Count now even at 2. No outs, top of the 5th. And a 1-run game. Larson winds and fires, and this pitch is foul to the backstop. Count full here in the top of the 5th. Larson coming in with a 1.0 ERA. Fouls this pitch right behind you. And it rolls to the stands. Luckily, everyone's all right. Count once again full. Larson came in to relieve Mallory Leviner back in the 4th. This pitch is hit to right field, but right at Hilburn for out number 1.
Now batting, third baseman number 24, Brittany Parson.
To the plate now is Brittany Parson, the third baseman. And back in the first inning, she took the first pitch from Leviner over the center field wall to give the Hawks at the time a 1-0 lead. She's 1 for 2, striking out in her last at-bat. Takes a pitch off speed down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Parson, one of 17 returning players for the Hawks this year. She'll pop this one foul into the stands. And the count is now at 0-2. Larson gets the sign from Adcox. The 0-2 is away for ball 1. Larson came into this game, 7 innings pitched, a 1.0 ERA, 6 strikeouts and a walk, and also earned a save back in game 2 against Kutztown. And this next pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Brittany Parson, who hit .364 last year with 38 RBIs, a team high. And she'll foul this one away to the backstop. Count remains even at 2 with 1 out. Larson gets the sign, winds and fires, and this pitch is in the dirt for ball 3. Full count, 1 out to Parson, one of the senior leaders on this Hawks squad. Payoff right over the outstretched arms of Powell. It's going to be a single into right field. Parson thinking 2, and she'll retreat back to first. And with 1 out, Parson is 2 for 3 today.
Now batting catcher number 22, Lindsay Stigler.
Lindsay Stigler steps to the plate. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout back in the third and a fly out to left field back in the first. Larson winds and fires, and the first pitch is down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Cheating in towards second base as the shortstop sells, and the second baseman Powell trying to turn 2 here, hoping for a ground ball. 0-1. It would be foul over, backstop again. Count now quickly at 0-2. The 0-2 from Larson. Lifted foul, this time over the Braves dugout. And the Braves have some arms warming up in the pen. Braves have Abby White as well as Jordan Hall warming up in the pen. Leviner started this day. Three and a third innings pitched for Leviner, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Larson came in relief for her in the 4th, and she throws a ball outside and away. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Runner on first for the Hawks, and Parson, she singled. She's 2 for 3 in the game. The 1-2, swing and a miss. A strikeout for Reagan Larson. And that'll be out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. First strikeout in today's game for Reagan Larson. And Meredith Morgan steps to the dish. She's 1 for 1 with a walk. And she has the solo home run back in the second inning that tied this game at 2. First pitch from Larson to Meredith Morgan is a ball outside. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Larson with a rising fastball there, evening the count at 1 with 2 outs. And another strike, another swing and a miss. 1-2 the count, 2 outs to Meredith Morgan. Larson agrees with the sign from Adcox. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Reagan Larson. And she keeps the deficit to 1. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Braves down 3-2. You're listening to Braves Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a big bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
Welcome back to UNCP softball field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call. The Braves find themselves down 3-2 as we enter the bottom of the fifth. It'll be the heart of the order for the Braves, up batters 3, 4, and 5.
Now batting, catcher number 11, Jordan Adcox.
Jordan Adcox steps to the plate. She's 1 for 1 today with the 2-run home run back in the first, as those are the Braves' only runs accounted for so far in game 1 of 2 against Chowan. Adcox then walked back in the third. In her second at-bat, she takes a ball alone away. Count moving to 1-0, no outs. Adcox coming into this game batting .200 with an RBI. She now has 3 on the season so far. She'll take this next pitch inside, moving the count to 2-0. Vincent pitching well for the Hawks and has kept the Braves at bay, shutting them out in the second, third, and fourth innings. Here's a liner to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding first, heading to second is Jordan Adcox, sliding into second with a leadoff double. So the tying run at second base for the Braves.
Batting, first baseman, number 14, Tatum Brummett.
And Tatum Brummett steps to the dish, the first baseman for the Braves, coming in with 5 RBIs and a home run this season. Brummett doing a good job at first base in a lefty-righty matchup. Tying runner for the Braves at second base in Jordan Adcox, who led off with a double. Ground ball over to second. Toss over to Gentry to first. And good job by Tatum Brummett to move Adcox to third. The Braves now have the tying run at third base with 1 out.
Now batting, third baseman, number 3, Caitlin Norton.
So 4-3 on the putout to Brummett, moving Adcox over to third. And Caitlin Norton playing hot corner today. Steps to the plate. She's 1 for 2 with a single back in the third. First pitch is fouled to the backstop. 0-1 the count to Norton, coming in batting .231 on the season. Next pitch called a strike to Norton, moving the count quickly to 0-2. Norton with an RBI on the year. Vincent goes away. Count now at 1-2 with 1 out. Tying run for the Braves at third. Jordan Adcox led off this bottom of the fifth with a double and advanced to third on the ground out by Brummett. On deck, Emily Biddle. Chopper foul behind home plate. The count now at 1-2. 1-run games important for the Braves this year, something that they want to capitalize in the win column as 7 games were lost for the Braves with one-run decisions. So the head coach Brittany Bennett wants to capitalize on this year. Here's another foul ball, this time into the stands. And once again, the count will remain at 1-2. Next pitch, a flare over the first base bag. Coming home to tie this game is Adcox. A game-tying RBI single by Caitlin Norton. And we are knotted at 3. Norton patiently at the plate, working the count, and is able to get the flaring single over the first base bag and Gentry. And we are tied at 3. Emily Biddle, the South Jersey native, coming to the plate with the goal song of the Chicago Blackhawks. Biddle today is 0 for 1 today with a walk and a stolen base back in the second. And in her last at-bat in the 3rd inning, she flew out to center field. First pitch to Biddle, outside for ball 1. That pitch count of Vincent is climbing. 86 pitches today, 23 of them for foul balls. The next pitch, inside for a ball, moving the count at 2-0. Vincent, 86 pitches, 48 of them for strikes. Next pitch is low and away. Good eye there by Biddle. And the count in a hitter's count at 3-0. 1 out, tie game at 3 after the RBI single by Caitlin Norton. First run the Braves have scored since the 2-run home run by Adcox back in the 1st. And the next pitch to Biddle's inside for strike 1. Still in the hitter's count. Biddle with the 3-1. 1 out, tie game at 3. Each team has 6 hits. And the next pitch is inside for strike 2. Full count. And now that Biddle has seen the corners, what a strike looks like on the outside and inside corner, her strike zone has been established. Full count, 1 out, tie game at 3. Go ahead run for the Braves and Caitlin Norton at first. Payoff pitch, off speed, and that'll be ball 4. Good eye there by Emily Biddle, and the inning continues. And we have a pinch hitter for the Braves for Lauren Hilburn. And it'll be Connor Brisson, the 5'6" freshman from Dublin, North Carolina.
Attention fans, pinch hitting for the Braves, number 24, Connor Brisson.
Connor Brisson appearing in her 2nd game. She has scored 1 run this season. First pitch to Brisson is foul to the backstop. Count at 0-1, and a good aggressive hack there by Brisson. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Braves have tied this game at 3. After the RBI single by Caitlin Norton, she's at 2nd. Emily Biddle worked a walk. She's at 1st. Adcox scored the tying run on the RBI single from Norton, and Adcox led off this bottom of the 5th with a double. 1-1 the count after the last pitch to Brisson is a ball. Takes strike 2 on the outside corner. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Now Bristol needs to protect. The 1-2 from Vincent. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And there are 2 away. So the plate now, the second baseman, Carson Powell. Powell today, 1 for 1 with a walk, a single, and a stolen base. In her first at-bat, she walked in the second. She then singled in the fourth and stole second base without a throw. Braves threatening to get the lead as Powell takes ball 1 inside. "96 pitches for Vincent, 53 of them for strikes. And this next pitch is away. Throw down to second base. It sails into the outfield, but great backup there by DeVore to hold Norton at second. Two 2-0 the count to Powell, who's batting .250 heading into this game. Vincent gets the sign from Stigler, and that's a strike down the heart of the plate off speed. 2-1 the count to Carson Powell. Vincent, deep breath, winds and fires, and she goes off speed on the outside corner. Count evening at 2 with 2 outs. Tie game at 3. Each team has 6 hits. Braves trying to regain the lead for the first time since the first inning. 2-2, swing and a miss. Throw down to first, and that will end the inning. Braves tie this game on a Caitlin Norton RBI single. That scores Jordan Adcox. We head to the 6th, tied at 3. You're listening to Braves Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
It's a football! The long history of heartache continues.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Leading off the top of the 6th for the Hawks, number 21, Haley Reed.
Welcome back to UNCP softball field, where the Braves and Hawks are tied at 3. Top of the 6th. Dave Nguyen on the call. The first pitch from Larson to Haley Reed is upstairs for ball 1. Reed today is 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored, and a strikeout. Struck out back in the second in her first at-bat. Singled and scored at the time the go-ahead run for the Hawks back in the 4th. She takes pitch 2 for a strike. 1-1 the count, no outs. Each team has 3 runs on 6 hits. And the game is tied thanks to the Norton RBI single to score Adcox. Here's another foul ball heading into the parking lot, moving the count to 1-2. We batters 6, 7, and 8 in the Hawks order, with Jesse Gentry on deck. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Larson. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. 3 straight strikeouts for Reagan Larson coming in relief. She relieved Mallory Leviner after Leviner went 3 1/3, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. The first pitch, a ball inside to Jesse Gentry, who is 0 for 1 today with a fielder's choice. Gentry hitting .363 last year with 13 doubles as a freshman. Swing and a miss. Up and away goes Larson. Gentry chased. It's a count even at 1 with 1 out. Larson winds and fires. And the next pitch on the outside corner. Count moving to 1-2. The 1-2. Chopper over to Norton. Throw over to first. In time to Brummett for out number 2. 5-3 on the putout as Shannon Buchanan steps to the plate. Buchanan had the RBI single back in the 4th to give the Hawks the lead. Larson gets the sign from Adcock's first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Tight ball game that we've seen throughout the day here in game number 1 of 2. Here's the 1-0. Chopper past the diving, sells at short. And with 2 outs, Buchanan gets a 2-out single. Back-to-back hits and at-bats for Shannon Buchanan.
Now batting, second baseman number 19, Paige Wilhelm.
And the inning continues with Paige Wilhelm, the 9-hole hitter, stepping to the plate. Wilhelm today, 1 of 2 with a single back in the 3rd, as well as a swiped bag. First pitch called a strike. Counted 0-1, 2 outs. A game where the Braves led 2-1 after 1. The 2-run home run by Jordan Adcox. Here's the 0-1. That'll be rolling to the backstop. Foul ball. Count now at 0-2. An important out here for Larson and the Braves, trying to get the offense back to the plate. Braves. Here's the 0-2. Check swing. Called strike 3. Big strikeout for Larson. 4 strikeouts and relief as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Tie game at 3. You're listening to Braves Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a Big Bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural, and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Welcome back to UNCP Softball Field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Dave Nguyen on the call. A tie game as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And Vincent still on the mound.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Braves, number 21, Shelby Thomas.
And Shelby Thomas will step to the plate. 0 for 2 today. She grounded out to second base in the 2nd. And she popped up to second base back in the 4th. Hopefully for the Braves. 3rd time is a charm for Thomas. Batting .375 on the season. Vincent stepping in with 101 total pitches, 56 of them for strikes. as Vincent holds, or excuse me, Thomas holds her bat back. Count at 1-0. It'll be Thomas, Weatherington, and Sells, 9-1-2 in the Braves order. And a good eye there by Shelby Thomas as that ball was towards her ankles, moving the count to 2-0 with no outs. 3 runs on 7 hits for Chowan, while 3 runs on 6 hits for the Braves. Vincent fires, and this pitch is flared foul in front of the Chowan dugout. Count at 2-1. And Chowan entering the Conference Carolinas after playing in the CIAA, where in their history they won 9 division titles, 4 conference championships, and 4 trips to the NCAA regionals. There's a swing and a miss there by Thomas as the count moves to 2-2. Thomas, like a lot of natives around here in Pembroke, is part Lumbee. As she holds her swing there, pitch goes upstairs and inside from Vincent, making the count full. Thomas playing the designated player position here today. Here's her payoff pitch. It's a foul ball right behind home plate. And Thomas stays alive in the batter's box. Another payoff pitch to Thomas, and she takes ball 4. Great plate discipline there by Shelby Thomas, and she leads off the bottom of the 6th with a walk. To the plate now is the top of the order and Rendy Weatherington. The Braves heading into the bottom of the 6th have left 8 runners on base as we have a pinch runner for the Braves. Good job by Shelby Thomas to lead off this bottom half of the 6th with a walk.
First base for the Braves, number 10, Lauren Baker.
And Lauren Baker, the pinch runner. Weatherington steps to the dish. Another key spot for the senior. Made the Peach Belt Conference first team last year. Received preseason honors for Peach Belt Conference first team this year. First pitch to Weatherington as she shows bunt, pulls the bat back. It's called a strike. Weatherington, a senior leader, knows how to work the count. And according to head coach Brittany Bennett, one of the reasons why she's at the leadoff spot is because she's a tough out. Really good plate discipline and very fast on the base path. She shows bunt, pulls her bat back, throw down to first. It sails in the outfield, but good backup there by Luskin and right. Count even at 1, no outs. Braves with the go-ahead run at first base in Baker. Shelby Thomas, after 6 to 7 pitches in her at-bat, worked a walk. And Weatherington has a chance to give her team the lead for the first time since the first inning. 1-1. There's a ball outside. 2-1 the count to Weatherington. Hitting .428 heading into this game. 3 swiped bags, 9 total bases. And slugging .563. 2-1, shows bunt, and it's rolling foul down the first base line. Count even at 2, no outs for Rendy Weatherington. Again, Braves crawled back to tie this game after the Caitlin Norton RBI single back in the 5th that scored Jordan Adcock's Adcox and Norton responsible for the Braves' 3 runs today. Adcox a 2-run home run back in the first to give the Braves the lead. But then Chowan tied it back in the second and then took the lead in the top of the fourth. Here's a pop-up by Weatherington to the catcher Stigler, and there's out number 1. And Weatherington, as of now, is 0 for 3 for a walk at the plate. To the dish now is Mary Sells, who is 1 for 3.
Now batting number 1, Mary Sells.
Sells, 1 for 3, doubled in the first and scored on the Adcox 2-run homer. In the third inning, she grounded out to the pitcher Vincent and then flew out to shortstop back in the fourth. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch is away to Sells for a ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 out. One-0. Down the heart of the plate for strike 1. And Braves, after trailing in the fourth inning, have climbed back and tied the game back in the fifth. Next pitch is away. Count now at 2-1 to Mary Sells, the shortstop today for the Braves. Vincent waits, gets the sign from her catcher Stigler, winds and fires. This pitch is flared to left field, and that will be caught by Buchanan for out number 2.
Now batting catcher number 11, Jordan Adcox.
Jordan Adcox to the plate. She's 2 for 2 today. Has come up clutch for the Braves in this game. She had the 2-run home run back in the first inning to give the Braves a 2-1 lead. And then in the fifth inning, she led off with a double and ended up scoring on the Caitlin Norton RBI single. Vincent right now with 117 pitches for the Hawks, 64 of them for strikes. Here's pitch 118, that it's inside and low for a ball. Braves dugout hoping that Adcox can come up clutch for a 3rd time today here in game number 1. Vincent fires, and that's a strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Go-ahead run for the Braves, and Baker at first base after Shelby Thomas worked a walk. She was then pinch run for Baker. Weatherington popped up to the catcher, and Sells flew out to left. Here's a line drive to right field, and that will be caught by Luskin for out number 3. We head to the top of the 7th. Knotted at 3. You're listening to Braves Softball on the UNCP Sports Network.
A nurse at Scotland Health is
a healer, touching patients' lives at every turn.
An ally, working as a trusted teammate with the best doctors. A blower of bubbles, part child whisperer, part kid at heart.
A winner, recognizing excellence through Daisy Awards.
And of course, a caring friend. Scotland Health nurses are many things to many people. But to us, they're simply better by far.
It's officially the holidays, and you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer. So drop a big bow box on your pigskin powwow, because whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, nothing helps swallow tears of defeat like swallowing a bunch of fried chicken first. Now when it comes to defending your lucky recliner, that's all you. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Welcome back to UNCP softball field, home of the Braves. Dave Nguyen on the call as we have a pinch hitter and a tie game at 3 to lead off the top of the 7th.
Pitcher man pinch hitting for the Hawks, number 7, Alexis Graham.
So Alexis Graham pinch hitting for Delaney Dover. Reagan Larson still on the circle, coming in relief. First pitch in a lefty-righty matchup is a ball upstairs. Alexis Grimm, a sophomore. She chases a fastball away for strike 1. 1-1 the count, no outs, top 7. Tie game at 3. One of these games where with a veteran team like the Braves, as here's the 1-1 from Larson, called strike 2 on the outside corner. With the veteran leadership, Braves have 11 upperclassmen of the 18 on the roster, 11 juniors and seniors. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Another strikeout for Larson as there's one away here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting, number 4, Michaela Luskin.
5 strikeouts on the day in relief for Larson as the first pitch to Luskin is upstairs for a ball 1. The 1-1, 1-0. Check swing. She doesn't go around. Count at 1-1 with 1 out. Larson today, or Luskin rather today, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. She swings and misses there for strike 2. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Tie game at 3. Hawks with 3 runs on 7 hits. Braves with 3 runs on 6 hits. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Larson. Strikeout number 2 in the inning. And Brittany Parson will step to the dish. 6 strikeouts in this game so far for Larson in relief, and 11 on the year. And to the plate now is Brittany Parson. And the first pitch to Parsons upstairs for ball 1. Parson playing hot corner is 2 for 3 today with a home run, a solo shot, as well as a single. She then struck out in the 3rd. And she takes this next pitch upstairs and away for ball 2. 2-0 the count, a key out for Larson and the Braves to get out Parson to bring up the bats in the bottom of the 7th. 2-0 is away for ball 3. Larson rather, trying to pitch away to Parson. Seeing her power as she displayed back in the 1st inning over the center field fence. There's a strike right down the middle, moving the count to 3-1. Still a hitter's count for Brittany Parson, who was received all conference recognition 2 years in a row and was named a freshman of the year back in the CIAA. Chowan playing in a new conference, the Conference Carolinas this year. Preseason picked 11th of 12 to finish. Full count now after the foul ball. Larson gets the sign. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's fouled right to the screen. And we'll go back at it again. Norton and Brummett playing in at the 3rd and first base backs. Payoff pitch. That is called ball 4. A close call to say the least. And the call goes in favor of Parson, working a walk.
Number 22, Lindsay Stigler.
Lindsay Stigler steps to the plate. She's 0 for 3. Stigler, who had 4 home runs last year, tied with Parson. Parson had a season-high 38 RBIs. First pitch to Stigler's upstairs inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Go-ahead run for the Hawks at first base and Parson. Larson fires, and that's a ball away. Again, Reagan Larson coming in for relief for Mallory Leviner. There's a line drive over the outstretched glove, and there's a foul ball at the last second called by the home plate umpire. Braves catch a break there. The count is now at 2-1. And if you notice closely down the third base line, you see where the ball hit the chalk in front of the third base bag, designated a foul ball. Count at 2-1 with 2 outs. Tie game at 3 here in the top of the 7th. 2-1 from Larson. There's a fly ball deep to center field. Going back is Weatherington, and that goes over the fence, off the glove of Weatherington, and a go-ahead 2-run home run by Lindsay Stigler has given the Hawks a 5-3 lead. Fourth time is a charm for Stigler, putting good contact on that pitch from Larson.
Now batting number 15, Meredith Morgan.
And the inning continues with Meriden Morgan to the plate. Morgan also has a home run, as 3 home runs have been hit by the Hawks today. The first multi-home run, or multi-run home run of the season for the Hawks. Again, Hawks opening up their season today in Pembroke, as their first 2 games against Virginia Union were rained out. First pitch to Meredith Morgan is inside for strike 1. And the next pitch is away for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Morgan, who has a solo home run that tied this game at 2 back in the 2nd. She walked in the 4th and struck out in the 5th. And here's a foul ball to the screen, moving the count to 1-2. Pitch number 4 on the way, as Morgan hit .250 last year. Right now hitting 50% rather this season this year. The 1-2 is outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. And Lindsay Stigler just gave the Hawks the lead moments ago with a 2-run blast. This next pitch is fouled to the screen once more from the middle of the bat of Morgan. Morgan also reached in the 4th inning on a walk, and she reached as far as second base. The 2-2 will be popped foul towards the dugout of the Hawks. And the count once again remains at 2-2. Again, that home run, that 2-run home run hit by Stigler. Weatherington thought she had it, outstretched her glove over the fence, and the ball initially hit her glove and unfortunately rolled out. There's a fly ball, shallow right field, playing on the edge of the infield grass is Powell to get out number 3. But the Hawks, with one swing of the bat, the 2-run home run by Lindsay Stigler, has given them the 5-3 lead as we enter the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Braves Softball. Last chance for the Braves right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When you've got a house full of unstable football fans who won't take hungry for an answer, drop a big bow box on it. Whether you need an 8, 12, or 20 piece with biscuits, fixins, and tea, at least they'll gnash their teeth on something delicious. It's bow time.
The town of Pembroke, incorporated in 1895, is a proud community rich in heritage. Pembroke is a quaint but growing town, regarded as the social, political, cultural and commercial center for the Lumbee tribe, the largest American Indian tribe east of the Mississippi River with over 58,000 members. The town hosts a variety of events during the year, none larger than Lumbee Homecoming, which annually brings in over 30,000 visitors. We welcome you to visit our unique town and encourage you to read and learn more about Pembroke.
Last half of the seventh, Braves need 2 to tie to send this one to extras as we welcome you back to UNCP softball field. Dave Nguyen on the call. It was a tie game at 3 after 5, and then in the top of the seventh, a 2-run home run by Lindsey Stigler gives the Hawks a 5-3 lead. Braves have had to play from behind a majority of this game. They have left 9 runners on base, 5 of them in scoring position. Trotting back onto the mound is the starting pitcher for the Hawks, in Megan Vincent. Vincent today, entering the top of the seventh, 120 pitches, 66 of them for strikes. To the plate now is Tatum Brummett, the first baseman. She's 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice, and she takes strike 1. It'll be batters 4, 5, and 6 for the Braves in the order. Brummett initially showing bunt, pulls her bat back, and chops at this one away. Foul for strike number 2. 0-2 the count. To Brummett. Next pitch from Brummett's away for ball 1. Brummett came into this game hitting .294 with 5 RBIs and a home run. She grounded out to second base in the first and fifth innings and reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Ground ball past first base. It'll be a single for Tatum Brummett. And the tying run heads to the plate for the Braves. Rally caps on for the Braves in the dugout. And Caitlin Norton steps to the dish. Norton 2 for 3 today, including the game-tying RBI single at the time back in the fifth to tie this game at 3. Norton came into this game hitting .231. And a big spot for the Braves here. First pitch outside for ball 1. Again, that pitch count climbing for Megan Vincent. 124 pitches, 69 of them for strikes. And 31 of those foul balls. 1-0. It'll be at the ankles of Norton, keeping a good eye, moving the count to 2-0. Next pitch, that's inside for strike 1. 3 pitches inside to Norton. She represents the tying run at home plate. Vincent fires. It's a fly ball, shallow outfield, and it will be dropping for a single. The third hit of the day for Caitlin Norton as she comes up clutch again. And now the Braves will send the go-ahead run to home plate. Back-to-back singles for the Braves with Brummett and Norton. And the South Jersey native Emily Biddle steps to the dish. 0 for 1 today with 2 walks and a stolen base. Playing her high school ball at Egg Harbor Township and played 2 years of community college. As there's a circle visit to Vincent. The Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey native. Coming up in another clutch spot, she had the game-winning RBI single again in Game 2 against Kutztown back last Saturday to give the Braves a one-run victory in the 9th. Again, in Game 2 of Kutztown. She takes strike 1. And here's the 0-1 from Vincent. Chopper to the circle. There is no throw to first. And Emily Biddle gets the 3rd single in this inning for the Braves. Bases juiced with no outs. The dribbler to the second baseman, Willem. She dove and never threw. Brummett at third. Norton at second, representing the tying run. And Biddle earns her first hit in Game 1 today. Lauren Hilburn to the plate. And a very good coach's visit with Bennett and Hilburn. Hilburn today is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a groundout, and a flyout. Head coach Brittany Bennett probably told her to wait for your pitch to hit. Here's the first pitch. And that's a strike on the inside corner. Fly ball, the outfield has the potential to tie this game. Bases loaded for the Braves on 3 straight singles by Brummett at third, Norton at second, and Biddle at first. And the next pitch is a swing and a miss. Count moving quickly to 0-2. And now Hilburn needs to protect. Good crowd on hand for this doubleheader between the Braves and the Hawks. 0-2 upstairs for ball 1. Pitch number 131 for Megan Vincent, the starting pitcher for the Hawks today. 73 of them for strikes. 33 of those for foul balls. Next one is a chopper caught. A great diving catch by the catcher, Stigler. Stigler, who had the 2-run home run back in the top of the 7th, dives for out number 1, and a great effort there by the catcher.
Number 5, Carson Powell.
Carson Powell to the plate. 1 for 2 today with a single, a stolen base, and a strikeout. That single came back in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out, bases loaded for the Braves after they had 3 straight singles to start the bottom of the 7th. And this is a foul ball to the screen, moving the count to 0-1. Tatum Brummett, the first baseman, led off this inning with a single, followed by a Caitlin Norton single, and Emily Biddle dribbler single to the second baseman, Willem. And then Hilburn popped out to the catcher, Stigler, for out number 1. 0-1 is inside. Good eye there by Powell, evening the count at 1 with 1 out. Braves have scored 3 runs on 9 hits. Entering this inning, they had 9 runners left in scoring position in the game, or 9 runners on base, 5 of them in scoring position. She has a good eye and takes ball 2 on the outside corner. A close call to say the least, and it's a 2-1 count with 1 out. Braves starting to feel the momentum here. They've crawled all the way back to tie this game at 3, and now need to try to win in comeback fashion. Swing and a miss by Powell. Count now even at 2 with 1 out. Powell needs to protect. Powell coming in, hitting .250 on the season this year. 2-2 and a big strikeout by Megan Vincent. And now there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. So Vincent collects back-to-back outs after surrendering 3 straight singles. And Shelby Thomas.
Designated player number 21, Shelby Thomas.
Shelby Thomas steps to the plate. She's 0 for 2, and she worked a 7-pitch walk in her last at-bat back in the 6th. She was then pinch run for by Baker. And now Shelby Thomas, the 9-hole hitter, in a key spot. A ball hit to the outfield ties this game. First pitch to Thomas, and that's away for ball 1. And that was pitch number 139 for Megan Vincent. A workhorse here for the Hawks today in game number 1. The 1-0 to Thomas. That'll be flared foul and hits the front bumper of a Ford Explorer in the parking lot. 1-1 the count after the aggressive hack by Thomas. Bases loaded for the Braves after Brummett, Norton, and Biddle singled. Hilburn popped up to the catcher, and Powell struck out. Next pitch is a ball, moving the count to 2-1 with 2 outs. Pressure building here at UNCP Softball Stadium. Braves looking to end the game on a walk-off hit and hoping to lead for the first time since the first. Next pitch is called strike 2 on the outside corner. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom 7. Big spot right here. The pitch is foul to the screen. And like the Bee Gees, Thomas is staying alive in the batter's box. Again, the Braves came into this inning leaving 9 runners on base, 5 of them in scoring position. Trying to capitalize right here. The 2-2 chopper over to second, throw over to first, and that is the ball game. Megan Vincent, a workhorse today for the Hawks. Over 140 pitches, 79 of them for strikes. And the Braves fall in game 1 of 2 to Chowan. Vincent gets the win, and Chowan is 1-0 this season, awaiting in game number 2. We'll have game number 2 momentarily right here on the UNCP Sports Network, but for now, the Hawks win game number 1 by a score of 5-3 in 7 innings. For our director, Mr. John Gross, as well as our camera operator and Antoine Johnson, I'm Dave Nguyen. Stay tuned for game number 2 between the Hawks and Braves right after this in about 30 minutes on the UNCP Sports Network.